An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So hello guys, let's continue again. Let's understand date class of Datetime module. This class is purely date oriented, which means that we cannot use time here and we have to work only with days, months and years. A date is considered to be valid in Python if it is containing the year, month and the day number. The day number starts from the first day of the month. We can extend the dates indefinitely in both the directions, which means that we can increase or decrease the dates. So now let's understand the syntax for date object, using which we can create our own dates. So for that, first of all, we have to import the datetime module. After that, we have to use datetime.date and provide the required arguments, which are year, month and day number. All of the arguments are necessary, and if we don't provide them, then we will receive an error. The arguments have some limits. The year should be between 1 to 9999, month should be between 1 to 12, and day should start from first up to the number of days in the given month. Now let's go for a hands-on practical. So let's start the Python REPL by giving the command python. Now let's directly import the date class using from import statement, and for that we have to write from datetime import date. Now let's check what is inside the doc string of this class, and we have to use the special variable doc. So it basically returns a syntax and it shows that date should have year, month and day, and date is a type of object, but it does not have very in-depth description. So now let's create a date object from the above given syntax, and for creating that we have to write date and we have to provide the required arguments that we have discussed earlier. Here 21 is the year, 12 is the month and 9 is the day. So what do you think, 21 will be considered as 2021 or it will be considered as just 21? Keep in mind that the counting of years starts from 1. So you may pause the video and think over it. So now if I print it using the print function and if I provide the date object, then it will print the date and it shows that year is just 21 because the counting of years starts from 1. So now to print year as 2021 or 2021, we have to write the complete year. So for that we have to write 2021. So now if I print it, the year will be now 2021. Now let's try to get today's date or the date of the system, and for that we have to make a variable, and after that we have to call a method of this class, and for that we have to write date.today and it will return today's date, which will be stored in the variable that we have created. Now we will print the variable and we will see today's date. So as soon as I execute it, it will return today's date, which shows that year is 21, month is 11 on November and day is 12. If I want to get the year from this date, I can directly write the variable that we have created and we can call a method on it, which is year. So for that we have to write the variable name, which is current date or curDate.year, and it will return the year in that date. Similarly, if we want the month, we can directly replace year with month and it will return the month. After that, if we want the day, we can directly write day and it will return the current day. Now let's check what is the minimum date that it actually supports, and for that we have to use an attribute min. So for that we have to write date.min. So here it returns a date object and it is not in a readable format, and to make it readable we will have to print it. So let's use the print function on this. Now I am writing print date.min and now it will actually show the minimum date supported. So now we can see the minimum date supported, which shows that year is 1, month is also 1 and day is also 1. Similarly, we can do for maximum, and for that we have to write date.max, which will show the maximum value of date supported. So here I am again defining a variable which will be holding the date returned by today method of the date class, and now we will check what is the type of the date returned by it. So for that we have to use the type function and provide our variable as the required argument. So we can see that it is coming from the class datetime.date, which means that it is of type date. So the dates that we have seen earlier were actually not a string but objects of this class. Here also if I print a date, it will look like a string but it is not actually a string, it is a type of object. Now let's see how to typecast it into a string. So for that we have to use the string function provided by Python that we have discussed earlier. So for that I have to write the variable name and then I have to write str and provide the variable that I want to typecast. Now if I check the type using the type function, it will be of class str or string. So if I print it, it will remain the same. There will be no change in the output. So now let's see an interesting method of this class using which we can replace year, day or month. This method can have variable number of arguments. It takes minimum 1 argument and maximum 3 arguments. So if I give only 1 argument, then year will be changed, but if I provide 2 arguments, then year and month both will be changed, and if I provide 3 arguments, then year, month and day, all of the 3 will be changed. But if I print a variable which was containing my date, then the value of date there will not be updated. So this function won't actually update the variable, but we have to create another variable and assign the output of this function to that variable. So I'm doing it here, and if I print the value of this variable, now the date will be changed. I hope that everyone has got some knowledge from this video, and if you are having any doubts, then do comment and let me know. That's all for today. My new video will be uploaded soon. Thank you.